Hey everyone, it's me, Mr. Fox, Custom Comic Strips and Mr. Fox Books, coming to you live with another episode of Animation Imagination. Sorry about my voice, I've been sick for the past week. Let me fill you in, guys, on what's been going on. I do apologize. I know I meant to make a honest effort into doing this every day and everything like that. 2 weeks ago, my oldest dog, we had to put her down. She was dying on us, and instead of letting her suffer, we decided it was time for her to go. So, dealing with that in 1 week, and then being sick the next it's been a rough 2 weeks. But I'm back, and here we are, ready to get animating. I know we've got a lot of work in store for us. I know, like, this is one of many scenes that are going to be in this animation, and at some point the future animations that we will be working on will be cut out just because it's a lot quicker. But this first initial one, I wanted to do traditional frame by frame animation, partially because of the practice and partially because I like the style better. And I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate more frame to frame in on this animated series that we're going to be working on. The hard part is going to be just a time crunch, right? Because this is not the only thing I do. I wear many different hats for the two businesses that I run. Partially, one side of it is scheduling, keeping the freelance artists on task, yada yada yada. There, I'm also the person that does all our web design. I'm also the person that does our marketing and our PR. I'm the guy that answers phone calls. I'm basically the guy that handles everything. So I have very little time, and on top of that, I have two little boys that demand 100% of my attention, not counting my wife, which she wishes she wants 100% of my attention, and I try to give it to her as best I can, but I tell you, sometimes it just doesn't happen. Anyway, so bear with me. I do apologize for my voice being so bad. I'm only going to talk for a little bit. Then I'm going to I'll probably end up muting the mic from time to time, so that way I can focus on working on the animation. And on top of that, that way you guys can play music in the background. I can play music in the background. I'll be scrubbing the scene. This is just a little idea. This is what they call scrubbing the scene. Moving this a red line. I don't know what you'd call this tool here, but this indication marker of what frame you're on. When you grab this indicator here and you go back and forth, they call that scrubbing the scene. Now, guys, at no point am I a seasoned or... Well, that was a weird pop. I am not a seasoned animator. I was not trained professionally. I was not trained at a school per se. I did take 3D animation classes at Full Sail University. Unfortunately, because of funding, I couldn't continue into my second year. I was going into my second year with a 3.5 grade point average, which was really killer for me. But that was 3D. That's not 2D. So, and everything that I learned 3D, while it does apply, there's different stuff. Like I wasn't taught how to use like an X sheet. I wasn't taught anything else. When you build 3D models and then you rig them and then you animate them, you're more like a puppeteer in a way, where you're grabbing this joint here and grabbing that joint here, and a lot of cutout animation is like that as well. Frame by frame, you have to draw each and every single movement and every in-between movement and everything else. Anyway, so I am not going to even pretend like I'm some kind of big shot or professional or anything like that. What I am going to do is show you what I love doing, which is drawing and animating, and I'm going to tell you what's on my mind or what's going through my mind as I'm working on this stuff, and hopefully it'll help. I mean, it's just whatever helps, right? So anyway, let's get cracking here. So before, so the idea is we've got the main character here. We're gonna have the wife of the main character, kind of up here, and I just realized this whole everything here has to go up, but we'll take care of that later. And then one more animation where the spider's coming down. Kind of one more. And a lot of that's going to be cut out. It's going to be quick. So right now we're just going to focus on doing the frame by frame and get that done as quickly as we can. Alright, let me go back into the drawing scene here, so that way it's easier for me to animate. Now, what you see here, you're like, what's that purple line? That purple line is this future frame right here. So I have purple being what's in the future and red being in the past. That way I know what I've drawn and what I'm about to draw. You have to know where you've been before you can know where you're going, if that makes sense. And that's very true for animation, or I feel that I've learned. You have to know where you've been in the animation to know where you're going in the animation. On the flip side of that is, you have these keyframes out here to help with knowing where you're going in the future of the animation here. So let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and start filling in. And I think, if I remember correctly, I've got this animation pegged all the way out to the very end. No, I don't. You can't hear that. Let me turn the volume up here. You probably won't be able to hear it even with the volume turned up. Looks like I stopped right about here. Okay, so the full animation is 519 frames. That's how long this animation is. And I did do a little cheat sheet. I guess you could do a Google search on what's called an X sheet, and the X sheet you can have this information on there. Basically, I have it to where the character's snoring and then the character's breathing out. So I have it set up to where, okay, I know between frames 182 to 251 he's snoring, and frames like 276 to 354 he's breathing out. So I have this written down so that way it'll help farther down on the timeline. And then what I'll do is I'll go in and fill it all in. But it's good to have these little cheat sheets lying around. That's how I do mine. Let's see here. I think we got a good enough start from all these keyframes here. So let's just fill in the in-betweens and then we'll go from there after that. Sorry guys, I got to do a little get my wrist loosened up, get a little warmed up here because it's been a couple weeks. I've been non-existent when it comes to being around the computer and stuff like that. So yeah, so just got to get warmed up here. Now I thought about just doing part of the head is something similar to what you would do for a cutout, and just doing the mouth as frame by frame. But I don't know. I'm learning as I go. I'm learning. You guys are watching me learn as I go while I'm working on these animations. So there's no rhyme or reason or particulars at this point. Now, I'm sure any of you seasoned vets out there, or anybody that uses Toon Boom software, will be like, "Oh my gosh, you're doing it all wrong. You're doing this and doing that." And I may be, and that's okay, because it's all part of learning. You gotta fail to succeed. And from that failure, you'll learn. And, that's kind of what I'm doing right here, is I'm learning the hard way. I'm learning my dues, so to speak. I'm forcing myself to do frame by frame, so that way I can learn how to properly animate a character two-dimensionally. Three-dimensionally, for me, it's no problem. It's easy. It's no problem. So, excuse me. Oh, that's better. What I should do is anything that's not moving, I should just make it. I should just make it as a vector image, and that's what's nice about Toon Boom Harmony here, is that you can do raster, which is what I'm doing right now, or you can do vector. So what I could do is incorporate the two. I don't know yet. I'm kind of feeling this out. This is our first big kind of send off into animation, and hopefully this is our first big start on YouTube, our YouTube channels. So I think part of me wants to take the time and put the quality of work in there before we start speeding things up. I think I just want to wow you guys and just say, hey, look what I can do. All right? Look what can be done. And inspire you guys maybe to start drawing yourselves. Maybe not animate, but yeah, I mean, you could if you wanted. Animation's easy, it's fun. And if you're sitting there saying, wow, it's not easy for me, well, maybe start small. You know, learn how to. You could draw a circle, right? Find some software that'll allow you to animate, or maybe do frame by frame animation on pieces of paper, and then you take. I'm sure a lot of you got digital cameras, right? Just grab a tripod, and a lot of even some of the cheaper tripods where the camera mounts the tripod, you could have it set 90 degrees, and what you could do is just take a picture of each thing. Draw a picture of a ball bouncing around bouncing around a room. You know, work on what you know. Maybe your characters are stick figures. Maybe they're simple shapes like squares and rectangles and triangles and stuff like that. You know, maybe I don't know. What I'm saying is, just get out there and experiment and have fun. I think a lot of that experimenting and having fun stuff comes to what comes to my mind is the fact that I was told a lot growing up that I wouldn't amount to anything as an artist, and you know, at some point people get to where they start believing that crap, and you know, I had it really it was really bad for me. You know, I really started believing it way too much, and I really didn't put forth the effort that needed to be put forth. So for many years, I wasn't doing myself any favors. Let's just put it that way. When we finished our first children's book, that was my eye-opening experience. That's what told me, okay, I can do it. And after that, I've never let anybody tell me no from there on out. I mean no as in they tell me no, it can't be done. I don't like the word can't. I don't like that it can't be done. Things can be done. And here's proof. I mean, me animating a character. All right, well, I will do my best. Sometimes I forget to check on the chat. If you guys want to leave any questions or comments, feel free to put them up in the chat. I will be more than happy to try to answer them. And if I don't know the answer, I will definitely point you guys in the right direction. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mute the microphone so that way I can focus and not worry about trying to jabber your guys' ears off. and just play your own music and then enjoy. And I'm not expecting you guys to sit here through this whole thing. And just the only thing is, I hope I inspire you, or I hope you enjoy part of it. But also the music I was playing earlier, that was brought to you by a local band here in Ohio. And the band's name is The New 11, and all their informations are in the links below, down below. You'll see a link to their YouTube channel, and you'll be able to get a hold of them through that. But they did that music for our children's book app, and they did an amazing job. And I know it's kind of more Halloween theme. They are currently working on a custom comic strips and Mr. Fox Books theme that we'll be able to use for our YouTube channels. And as soon as I get a hold of those, we'll play them. But yeah, they do all that kind of fun stuff. So if you guys need some music for your YouTube channel, if you want something unique that's different, if you want something that is actually made for you and catered for you, then definitely get a hold of these guys. They do some really great stuff. And again, their link is in the description below. So I'm going to stop talking now because it sounds like my voice is about to go. And again, got any questions, just leave a question in the chat. Hey, sorry about that, guys. I had to get on the phone with Toon Boom Harmony here, or Toon Boom, no Toon, not, that's their software, Harmony. I had to get on the phone with Harmony or Toon Boom here. I had a question, and so what I was trying to do, and maybe this is just my thinking on how it should work, and maybe it's not even the right way, but um, I think whatever works best for you is probably the best way because it's going to produce better results. But I had to figure out how they meant for us as animators to use their software, right? And so I just got off the phone with a really nice gentleman who helped me out. And so basically, what my thinking, my thought process was, um, here, let's go ahead and select this stuff and delete it. And I'll tell you why. I'm hitting the wrong button. All right, let's delete that. Okay, let's delete that. All right. So, in my thought process, in the way that I would typically do a very very quick animation, say in Photoshop or Sketchbook Pro, is I would anything that I would have staying still. So like, let's. This is just an example here. This is not what we're doing here. So okay. So this is. I want to copy this, right? So I hit copy, and I go to the next frame because I know that circle is not changing in the next frame. But in this frame, what's going to be added is, maybe we add eyes in this one, right? And then from there, since the eyes and the head aren't moving, I copy that and go to panel 3 and hit paste and take this and add the smiley face for the mouth. The problem is, oh wait a minute, it is working. Never mind, it's working the way I want it to work. Excuse me. All right, I'm gonna mute the microphone. You guys go ahead and listen to music. I'm gonna get cracking on here, and yeah. I do apologize, guys. Never fails. Oh, lovely. I'm gonna have to restart the computer. I will kick this stream right back up here in a second.